Hey there, thank you for stopping by today. Tell me if this sounds familiar. It's Sunday morning, you're standing in your living room, and everything around you feels too much. The dishes, the laundry, the clutter, and somehow even your thoughts feel messy too. It's not that you're lazy, you've just been holding it all together all week. Work, family deadlines, expectations. By the time the weekend comes, there's no energy left to decide where to start. You look around and wonder, when did things get this out of hand? So today, I want to share 12 small things I do every Sunday to reset my home and honestly to reset myself a little too. I used to spend entire days cleaning only to feel behind again by Tuesday. But once I broke it down into simple, realistic steps, everything changed. Now it takes me just over an hour, and somehow the house and my mind both stay lighter all week. If you've been feeling the same, tired, stuck, unsure where to begin, maybe this will help you find a small place to start. Let's begin with the very first step. It sounds small, but when life already feels heavy, that's exactly what you need, something small enough to finish. Most mornings, the hardest part isn't the mess, it's the noise in your head. You wake up and think of everything waiting for you, and before you even move, you already feel behind. So start with what's right in front of you. Pull the blanket straight, smooth out the corners, and give the pillows a quick shake. That tiny bit of order gives your brain a signal that you've already done one thing right today. There was a morning not long ago when I felt completely drained. No motivation, no focus, just clutter everywhere. Instead of trying to clean it all, I made the bed and opened the curtains. The sunlight hit the sheets, and for a moment, everything looked easier. That little win changed the tone of my whole day. Tomorrow, I'll be sharing how to reset your body and energy before you even start cleaning. It's the step that keeps you from burning out halfway. Make sure to catch it. Next, before we clean another thing, let's reset your energy because no routine works if your body still feels like running on empty. Before you clean anything, take a moment to reset your energy. You've been running on the same fuel all week: deadlines, errands, noise, endless to dos. And if you try to clean with that same energy, everything will feel like one more chore. Start small. Pour yourself a glass of water. Open the window or step outside for a minute. Let some fresh air touch your skin, breathe in slowly, and exhale the whole week out. That tiny pause separates you from the rush. It tells your body this isn't another task, this is a reset. Sometimes I stand by the window with my coffee and just listen. No music, no phone. A minute later, my shoulders drop, my breathing slows, and suddenly the day doesn't look so overwhelming. The house hasn't changed yet, but I have. When your energy feels steady again, that's when cleaning stops being exhausting and starts feeling like taking care of yourself. Next, let's face the most obvious mountain in every home: the laundry. Let's talk about the one thing that never seems to end: laundry. It piles up quietly, one shirt here, one towel there, until suddenly it feels like the whole house is buried under it. You start wondering if clothes secretly multiply at night while you're asleep. And somehow it's never just about clothes, it's about that feeling of falling behind, like no matter how hard you try, the pile still wins. So here's what helps: don't wait for a laundry day. That mythical day never comes. Do a quick reset instead. Gather everything: the basket, the random socks hiding under the bed, the towel that's been hanging since last Thursday. Sort it fast. Whites, colors. I'll deal with it later. Get the machine going. That humming sound, that's your applause for finally starting. I like to fold as soon as the dryer stops, mostly because if I don't, I'll end up pulling clean clothes out of the basket for the next 3 days and pretending it's a system. Sometimes I'll play a fun playlist or call a friend while folding. It turns laundry from punishment into background therapy. When you handle it like this, quick, light, no perfection needed, it stops feeling like a mountain. It just becomes one of those grown-up things you do, like paying bills or hiding snacks from your kids. Now that the clothes are under control, let's head to the real battlefield: the kitchen. The kitchen is where chaos likes to show off. You walk in to make coffee and end up in a staring contest with yesterday's dishes. Somehow the counters have crumbs, the sink is full, and that one pan you swore you'd soak for a bit is now a science experiment. Here's what I've learned: don't overthink it. Just start with one surface. Clear the counter, rinse, What you can, stack the rest neatly. If you have a dishwasher, use it. If not, play some music and pretend you're starring in your own cleaning montage. There's something oddly satisfying about hearing plates clink while your brain slowly unclutters. I usually set a timer for 10 minutes. It keeps me from spiraling into an all-day project. 10 minutes is long enough to get things moving, short enough to stay sane. And once the sink is empty and the counters are wiped, everything else suddenly feels more possible. Sometimes I light a candle or spray a bit of fresh scent afterward, not to be fancy, but because I like to trick my brain into thinking I just moved into a new clean apartment. It's a little lie that makes me feel better. And just like that, the kitchen goes from battlefield to breathing space. Now that the heart of the home feels lighter, let's move to where all the daily chaos actually gathers: the living room. The living room is where the week usually explodes: shoes by the door, cups on the table, random toys that appeared out of nowhere. You tell yourself you'll deal with it later, and suddenly, later is 3 days and one mental breakdown away. Start small, grab a basket, and do a quick sweep. Everything that doesn't belong here goes in. Don't stop to think about where it should go yet. Just get it out of sight. Then wipe the surfaces, fluff the pillows, and fold the blanket that somehow lives permanently on the couch. You'll be surprised how quickly the room starts to breathe again. I call it the 5-minute illusion. It's not deep cleaning. It's giving your brain the illusion that life is in order. And honestly, that's sometimes all you need. The trick is momentum. Once it looks halfway decent, you naturally want to keep going. And here's a secret: no one notices if your coffee table isn't spotless, but they do notice when the pillows look inviting. That's the kind of magic detail that makes a space feel calm, even if the mess just moved to another corner. When the living room feels like a place you actually want to sit in again, that's when you know it's working. Next, we're heading to the one place everyone avoids until they can't anymore: the bathroom. Ah, the bathroom. The place we all want to feel like a spa, but usually looks like a war zone by Sunday. Toothpaste spots on the mirror towels hanging like defeated flags, and that mysterious shampoo ring that's been there so long it deserves its own zip code. Here's the deal: don't aim for spotless, aim for fresh enough. Start by clearing the counter. Everything off: bottles, brushes, cups, all of it. Wipe the sink and the mirror next. That moment when you can finally see your reflection again feels like a little victory. Then do a quick swipe of the toilet and floor. Gloves on, music, up 2 songs, that's all it takes. I like to replace the towels right away. It's the easiest way to fake the feeling of a deep clean. Nothing says I've got my life together like a folded towel and a shiny mirror. And if you're feeling fancy, light a candle or spray a bit of citrus scent. Suddenly it's less battlefield, more self-care zone. The goal isn't perfection, it's peace. A bathroom that doesn't stress you out every time you walk past it. Once that's done, we can move on to the next area that hides all the forgotten dust and clutter, the corners you never see but always feel. Every home has that one spot you pretend not to see: under the couch, behind the TV, the space between the wall and the dresser. You tell yourself you'll get to it next weekend, and somehow next weekend has been 5 months. Those hidden corners hold more dust than secrets, and every time you walk by, a small part of you feels it. Don't overcomplicate it. Pick 1 or 2 spots each week, not the whole house, just the ones that quietly haunt you. Pull out the chair, swipe under the bed, or vacuum behind the dresser. It doesn't have to be perfect. The point is to notice the space again. I once found an entire family of socks under my couch, like they were holding a reunion. It made me laugh, but it also reminded me how easy it is to ignore the little things that slowly build up. Clearing them out feels like shaking the dust off your week. When you start cleaning what's hidden, you notice how much lighter the air feels, not just in your home, but in your head too. Next, let's bring a bit of that lightness into the air itself. A small touch that makes everything smell and feel brand new again. Now that the big jobs are done, let's give your space a little breath of life. You don't need to deep clean to make your home feel fresh. Sometimes it's the small sensory things that make the biggest difference. Crack open a window light, a candle, or spray a bit of linen mist on your couch. Swap out that week-old sponge, or put a few slices of lemon in a bowl of water to simmer on the stove. It's those tiny touches that trick your brain into thinking everything's clean now, even if there's still laundry in the dryer. I like to change one small detail each week, maybe a new hand towel in the kitchen, or a few stems of eucalyptus in a jar. Nothing fancy, just something that tells me the week has turned. It's a quiet reset, the kind that makes you smile without realizing it. And the best part, when the space smells light and feels open, you naturally want to keep it that way. Now that the air feels fresh again, let's move from the outside world into the one we carry with us all the time, our minds. Your home isn't the only thing that collects clutter, your mind does too. The half-read messages, the unopened emails, the screenshots you swore you'd organize later. It all piles up quietly until you can't tell what's actually important anymore. Take 10 minutes and clear a bit of mental space. Delete the photos you don't need. Archive old conversations, close the tabs you've been meaning to read for weeks. You don't have to finish it all. The goal isn't perfection, it's breathing room. Sometimes I sit with my phone and delete just 50 pictures, blurry ones, duplicates, random notes I'll never look at again. By the time I'm done, my shoulders drop like I've cleaned a little corner of my brain. The same calm that comes from a tidy room can come from a cleaner screen. It's a small reminder that clutter isn't just physical, it's emotional too. And clearing one small thing, even digitally, reminds you that your thoughts deserve space. Now that your mind feels lighter, let's make sure tomorrow's version of you wakes up to a little less chaos by preparing what you'll actually need for the week ahead. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself on a Sunday is to make Monday a little easier. You don't need a full-blown plan or a color-coded schedule, just a few small choices that future you will quietly thank you for. Start with the basics. Pick out your outfit for tomorrow. Prepare breakfast ingredients, even if it's just putting the oats and spoon next to the bowl. Refill your water bottle, set your mug by the coffee machine. It sounds tiny, but these micro preparations remove the friction that makes mornings feel heavy. I like to take 5 minutes and look at my calendar for the week. Not to stress, just to spot the busy days and know what's coming. Sometimes I'll even write one encouraging note on a sticky and leave it by the mirror. It's like passing a message to myself. You've got this. It's handled. These quiet acts of care turn Monday from something you dread into something that feels doable. And once tomorrow is ready, it's time to prepare something even more important, the mindset you'll carry through the week. Before you wrap up your Sunday, take a minute to decide how you want the next week to feel. Not what you have to do, but how you want to move through it. Calm, focused, patient, light. Choosing that word quietly shapes everything that follows. I like to write mine on a small sticky note and leave it somewhere. I'll see the fridge, the mirror, even the phone case. Last week, my word was steady. Every time things started to spiral, I caught sight of it and took a breath before reacting. It doesn't solve everything, but it pulls you back to yourself. This isn't about manifesting or forcing positivity. It's about direction. Life gets noisy, and when you already know what you want to feel, you spend less time fighting chaos and more time flowing through it. Once you've chosen your word, your week already has a tone, gentle, grounded, intentional. And now that the plan, the space, and the mindset are all in place, there's only one thing left to do: pause and enjoy what you've created. After everything's done, the bed, the laundry, the dishes, the tiny corners, no one else even sees pause. Don't rush into the next task. Let yourself feel that quiet satisfaction of having cared for your space and without realizing it for yourself too. Do something small that feels like a reward. Make a cup of tea, light a candle, or just sit on the couch and breathe for a moment. Let the calmness of your clean home wrap around you like a soft blanket. You've earned that stillness. Sometimes I'll sit with the lights dimmed, music low, just looking around the room. It's not perfect. There's always something else to do, but it's peaceful. And peace, more than perfection, is what makes a home feel alive. That's the real purpose of a Sunday reset. It's not just cleaning, it's a quiet way of saying to yourself, I'm here, I've got this, and I'm ready for a new week. And that's it. 12 small steps that quietly turn a chaotic Sunday into something softer, calmer, and more intentional. None of them are big or fancy, but together they remind you that a peaceful week doesn't come from having everything perfect. It comes from taking small, honest actions that help you breathe again. If your house still isn't spotless, that's okay. The goal was never perfection. It was progress, a little more space to move, a little more ease in your own skin. Every fold, every wipe, every deep breath you took today is proof that you're showing up for yourself in ways that matter. So tonight, slow down. Enjoy the calm you've built. Let your home and your heart rest. And when next Sunday comes, You'll know exactly how to start again, one gentle reset at a time.